This is Joseph Timmons with Zombie Wolf Magazine, and you're In the Groove. In the Groove is our weekly podcast series where we interview artists that you want to know more about. And today in the studio, or I should say on the phone in the studio, we have the members of Sexual Steveoh and the Neighborhood Scum. Now, this is a punk band that you really want to avoid getting pissed off. We're going to have them tell you who they are and what's going on and what they got going as far as what they're offering you in the way of fine musical choices. So, guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves to the readers.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Sexual Steveoh, the lead singer and frontman of the Neighborhood Scum.
I'm Josh Pardo, lead guitarist, and also some rhythm, but mainly lead.
And I'm Anthony Berletic. They call me the Gimp. I'm the drummer. I like to beat it up. You know what I mean?
And we have our rhythm. We don't have a rhythm guitarist right now. Well, we're working with some people, play shows and stuff like that. But right now, it's just kind of like we just go through a lot of different people, I guess. That's why we kind of named it the Neighborhood Scum. Just getting a lot of different people, old friends that we have that are musicians, kind of come and jam with us, improvise some stuff, and then we just kind of come out with a little bit of different stuff, but it's somehow our style still.
So what happens to the rhythm guitarists that don't work out? Are you like hiding their bodies or something, or what's going on?
No, they just I don't know what happens.
What happens is, they pop in and out. Like the three people that are on the phone right now are the most dedicated members of the band. We have gone through, as of now, we have a third different person that we are featuring as our rhythm guitarist because the other two, they just have different agendas. People got different schedules, priorities, all that. But
I think they're better than the Scum.
The scum of the earth. So
one. All right, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. The first one we started off with, it was, we didn't even have a band going, honestly. We just, we all just kind of came together. Me and Sexual Steveoh are brothers, and I came from San Jose. He came from Oxnard. We just came down around September last year, and at the same time, I guess, and we just kind of got a drummer that was kind of shitty, and one of our other friends, we just jammed a little bit, and then we kind of came up with some stuff, but the drummer we had she said she never played. It was a girl. She said she'd never played drum before, but she sounded it was pretty good. And then I was in a band with the Gimp over here, and so we kind of just recruited him, and we've been kind of just doing that. He's been in there ever since. Our other guitarist, our first one, is in a band called Limits, a hardcore band. And so he's doing that right now, doing his own thing with them. And then so we had to go through another guy named Nate, and he was really into a lot of poppy college punk. So that didn't really work out. He kind of didn't like it or what we were doing too much. And
yeah, it was a lot of conflicting personalities.
A lot of bitching. Yeah. So didn't like how crazy we were.
So I'll tell you right now, I'm having, I won't say a personal issue. I'm having this little image going through my head. When I hear the Gimp, I think of Pulp Fiction. Get the Gimp.
That's what we
Get the Gimp. Yeah, do you appear on stage in an outfit like that? I mean, you have a leash and a collar and all that, or is that just kind of like a repertoire?
Well, it's actually like pretty much all of the above. I try. I try to fit just that image pretty well, just because I like to. I love rock and roll. If you're going to be playing rock and roll, you might as well, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. So I wear a bondage choker. I wear a bunch of things with studs and all that. I just try to look like a Gimp, hence the name. And it's pretty cool because it stands out and people notice it.
And we don't do that, so we just kind of named him the Gimp. Just kind of to get it going, more of a thing. Just kind of happened. The name just kind of came out. We didn't think he'd like it at first, but he embraced it.
Now, when I think of punk bands, obviously, I named a couple before, Johnny Rotten, Public Image Limited, The Clash, very social, political driven music, lyrics that have to do with, living in a sense of desperation where it's like, well, this is the best it's going to be, so let's have a beer and knock some heads, But listening to your music, you have that and a bit of the vulgar. I have to admit, there's a couple of your songs that have a term for when you physically force yourself upon somebody. And, wow, listening to it's some strong lyrics, man. I mean, have you ever had anybody come to your show going, yeah, it's going to be a punk show, yeah, and they hear your lyrics and they're like, oh my God, I've got to go to church. Has anybody ever said maybe it's a little too hard edge or what?
Actually, yeah, we tried to get on a show at this venue, and basically they kind of told us that this promoter told us that they don't like what we're doing, and he said we can't be part of the quote-unquote punk scene because of what we sing about.
Yeah, like he says that you guys can't be talking about stuff like that and forcing yourself and women bashing and homosexuals and we don't really talk about like that kind of craziness. Like
the way I see it, all this shit you see on TV with Law and Order and all that shit, like, why can't you hear it in songs? It's all over TV, sex, fucking violence. Like, I just try to give the people what they want, and if their ears can't handle it, then fuck them,
So
yeah, definitely.
So you're trying to mirror what you're seeing in the media. If anything, you're just, repeating what is already out there, and people are saying, no, I'm sorry, it's too rough. I have to go pat my ass. I mean,
it's reality from the psycho's perspective. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, if anyone were to sit down and read my lyrics, they're basically episodes of Law and Order. Like, you will notice the storyline, and it's just, it's through the eyes of a psychopath. I'm not singing about myself. I'm singing about someone else who has these urges and how sick they are,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we don't condone these types of things. We're not rapists and all that. But like we've been talking about right now, the media itself, it's you can put anything you want as long as it's dressed up, sugar coated, and all that BS. But we're just trying to speak the truth and show what reality is like. And then people just don't like reality. They try to hide from it. They try to run from it. They try to, like I said, dress it up in whatever the hell they want to do, but that's not what it's about,
We love women.
Yeah, we love
them so much. And if there's women go to our shows, we want them to come party with us.
Well, I mean, if you had a female drummer for a while, were you doing the kind of material when she was in the band? I mean, what did she think? I mean,
well, we've always done material. I mean, we never changed it up or anything. Like, we kind of already had Sexual Steveoh already had the lyrics. And we were just writing, and we just kind of went in. The whole album is improvised. Yeah, the whole thing. None of it was planned or anything. We just went in there. We had our rhythm. We would just start playing a rhythm, and then the drum would start, and then I'd do a solo or something and go along, and then Steveoh would put lyrics into it. And we were just all kind of got together and improvised and did it pretty well enough to do an album out of it, I guess.
Yeah, and as for the female drummer, she saw the humor in it. Like, she knew that we weren't gonna go out and hurt anybody. She knew what was up,
Yeah, it's basically freedom. Like, we express a lot of anger. Our band is mainly towards just kind of releasing anger. And that's what we hope to do when we're playing shows and there's a pit. Like, we want that anger to come out in people and enjoy the show.
So,
and have a really
so I mean, have you ever had a show where maybe somebody, and I'm not trying to diss or anything like that, but you ever have a show where maybe somebody heard your lyrics and like, yeah, and you're like, no, wait, hold on, slow down. Have you ever had a show where people maybe got out of hand and you had to like break it up or tell them to calm the shit down or what?
Actually, no. We honestly hope that will happen. If anyone feels they don't like our music, say something. And
no, I don't mean don't like your music. I mean, okay, one of the songs you have about rape. Okay, one of the songs you have about rape. Okay, what if somebody heard the lyrics and was like, hey, that sounds like a good idea, and they start getting like a little too amped up about it? I mean, have you ever had to kind of settle somebody down and say, no, wait, no, it's a song, bro. We're trying to make a point.
Yeah. No, we haven't experienced that yet, but if we did, yeah, that's something where if they're trying to hurt somebody, trying to do something to a girl, we're all definitely going to jump in and stop that, beat that, do that.
Yeah, of course.
And then hopefully she'll come home with us.
Oh, there you go. Well, no, it's just, and this is where I'm going to get into kind of like a political debate. I kind of sneak up on bands like this. They think it's just like, oh, yeah, tell us about your album, and I hit them with the hard questions. As you know, with hard rock and heavy metal and pretty much every music that's been out there, there are people like, oh, that's the music of the devil. It makes people commit suicide. It makes people do this, do drugs, and everything else. There's a lot of venues and a lot of places that, like what happened with you that you just told about, they try to censor the bands or say, well, you're a little too hard, calm your stuff down, then come back. Do you feel that, the industry is trying to curtail the artistic side to just come up with something that's, album appropriate or something they know is going to sell to the top 40?
For sure. Like, that's another thing, like bands that don't really stand for anything, I guess, is kind of something that we don't like too much. I mean, what we talk about isn't really like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Where we live around Fresno County, that's almost every venue. Every venue doesn't want you to curse or sing about too vulgar shit, and it's like, I don't know. It's fucking music. I'm sure if a rap or some kind of other artist, any other kind of genre wants to go on stage and talk about big booty bitches, they can all they want. But as soon as you talk about how slutty that big booty bitch is, everyone goes to issue with it,
Well, what gets me is, and not comparing you to anyone else, but okay, for instance, rap artists. They talk about shooting cops and slapping hoes and all this stuff. And, they're like, oh, they are revolutionary. They are people our children should look up to. Yet let somebody in a rock band or a punk band say, well, the government is out to screw you. Maybe you should actually vote and think for yourself. Like, oh, no, none of that. Can't have that. And, we're going to slap you on the wrist now. I mean, what's up with that?
Yeah, it's definitely one-sided when it comes to the media. The media is able to make it so the mass amount of citizens in this damn country will believe anything they tell them to. Like, just going back to what you were saying, rappers can basically say whatever they want. Why? It's because the media makes it seem like, yeah, this is completely okay. This is how you should be. This is what you should believe. Whereas, once again, like you said, a punk band that's just trying to tell you the truth, it's just given this bad image because they yell, because they scream, because they're in your face, because they sing literal lyrics that seem too extreme. It's just kind of like creating this false sense of ideals for people, and it pisses me off because we're just going to be looked at as a bunch of weirdos and phonies and psychos when, obviously we are psychos, but everyone's a psycho,
Yeah.
Otherwise, these rappers wouldn't be singing about doing whatever the hell they want to women and get away with it, Everyone's a fucking psycho, and that's what I believe. That's what we all believe. Well, everyone should tell the truth. Tell the truth how it is.
So you think it's part of the human condition to vent your frustrations in a manner that is expressive, as opposed to people that will take it out on each other?
Yes, exactly. And I've told my front man, Sexual Steveoh, this same thing I'm about to tell you. Our music, and specifically this punk rock that we're playing, it's an outlet. It's a way for people to express how they feel, what they're going through in a safe environment. As unsafe as it may seem, because, like the violence and the pits and all that and stuff, which people get a little jumpy at when they see it who don't know punk rock. That's not what it's about. You don't go into the pit to completely kill people and hurt them. If someone falls down, you help them back up. But you're in there just to let out
let out frustration, everything, all the anger you have towards the world.
No matter what you're mad about, fucking let it out.
Yeah, like we had some guy, one of our friends, he wanted to come to one of our shows. He wanted to get a ride with us because we play a lot of shows in the LA, Oxnard, Ventura area, and he wanted to come over. He wanted to come with us, and he was just like, I want to get in the pit and I want to punch some people in the face. That's all I want to do. Is I just want to punch some people in the face. And I'm just like, dude, that's not what we do, man. Like, you're not getting this. You don't mean to fucking like destroy someone's fucking face. Like that's messed up. Like you're just going in there to release anger, man. Like you get hit, but it's cool. Like it's just anger going out, and nobody's afraid in the pit, and they shouldn't be. Like nobody's gonna take a knife or something in the pit and try to do some damage. Like it's all about releasing the anger, and like our band, we talk about, I mean, it is a little bit of awareness. I mean, like, we talk about all that craziness, and it is happening in the world, but, you know, we're not doing it.
Well, I mean, if a band can create a message or bring their message through in a manner that gets their listeners to think for themselves, think about what's going on, view with open eyes. That's the whole message behind music. That's why bands work so hard. That's why you work so hard to create what you do. If anything, you're just speaking to people in a manner that they will understand. Because, you know, it's like, that's why some people like punk rock. That's why some people like, you know, guitar rock. Why some people like blues. The music speaks to everybody in an individual level. So you have to express it to people that's going to hear that and go, hey, that's what I want to hear. But on the other side, you got to make sure that the people out there that think you're doing something wrong don't have any ammunition. How do you keep that from happening? Because, I mean, you know, I'm looking at your sites, I look at your pages, I look at Facebook and everything else, and you don't see anything that's like, oh my God, these guys are the Antichrist. Listen to your music, yes, it's rough, there's some hard-edged stuff, there's some strong lyrics, but it's all in the venue of the music. If you don't want to hear music like that, turn the volume down, change the channel, whatever. But there are people out there that's going to be naysayers. You know, if you had these naysayers in front of you, what would you say to them? I mean, how would you tell them to just, you know, back the fuck off?
Kind of exactly like how you said, you know, if you're not with it from the get-go, then there's no need to, like, your opinion doesn't matter to us. Like, you know, the legends before us, such as like G.G. Allen, Marilyn Manson, you know, they set out to shock, and they're not caring about opinions of others. They're not trying to, you know, appease a certain crowd. It's because they're doing what they want to do, and they're already in their minds preemptively. They know who they're trying to speak out to. I mean, like our band, we wouldn't go to some like doo-wop concert and try to like play our stuff. Like that's definitely not the scene.
But we would. We're actually trying to set up a show down here around where we are in the Fresno County area, because we've literally hit up every single venue here, and they won't let us play. They just hear the name, they just read the name, and they don't like it. They just want like, everybody around here is like a hardcore band, kind of pro kids and all that stuff, and singing. A lot of them are getting into the straight edge fad, talk about how it's lame to drink and how it's lame to party and all this stuff. And that's kind of what it is around here now, and that's why we haven't played any shows around here. Like that's why we have to go up to like LA, Oxnard, Ventura area, because nobody wants to listen here. Everybody's kind of in their own little small world and don't really know what it's actually like in the bigger majority of the world. Like it's I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, and to all our naysayers, I say have a beer and relax.
Well, okay, so I think that what we need to do here at Zombie Wolf Magazine, if it's okay with you guys, is go ahead and help champion your cause. I mean, you know, you want our readers to go out and tell everybody about you. You want them to check out your site, share your pages, right?
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. So I want everybody listening to this podcast to go ahead and go to Sexual Steveoh and the Neighborhood Scum. Find them on Facebook. Check out their web pages. Share them on SoundCloud. Tell everybody you know. If you like punk music, you're going to love these guys. And, I mean, for a band that is technically a new band, unsigned, not with a major label, they're really good. You got to check them out. And buy them a beer, maybe 2. You know, limited 3, though. Limited 3, because they will drink you out of house and home. But anyway, guys, what do you want to tell the people before we go ahead and end the show?
Come to our parties. We have hotel parties every time we play a show, and they're great. We get multiple hotel rooms, and we get a lot of beer, and a lot of a lot of drinks.
And now we know why they don't have them play.
A lot of drinks.
It's funny, Fresno's running out of hotels. We just don't understand. They keep burning down. Well, guys, thanks for being on In the Groove with Zombie Wolf Magazine and myself. And like I said, Zombie Wolf is sponsored by Marshall Electronics, the future of audio technology today. Some of the best microphones you will find, if not the best microphones you'll find. And Sexual Steveoh and the Neighborhood Scum, thank you very much again for being on the show. And we're going to go ahead and champion your cause. We're going to share your information out. And when you guys, want to do a promo or maybe have a giveaway, think of us, we love giving stuff away. And if you want to do a contest, maybe we can do a contest in a couple of months or so.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All for it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And all of our CDs are free. So our demo, anybody can hit us up. We all have Facebook. We have SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Reverb Nation, YouTube, everything. And hit us up. We'll give you a free CD.
Wow. Well, you can't pass that up, people. Free CDs.
Nope.
All right. So, do you guys have a full website or just through Facebook?
We don't have a website. It's just Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, Bandcamp, and what is that? That's it, right?
But definitely, it's in the process. Like, because of this interview, because of the time that you've taken, we greatly appreciate it. We're going to put full effort into making a full website, which is a directory for all of our good stuff.
We've only been a band for, 3 months now?
Well, hey, that's good. I found out about you. If I find out about you, that's all there is to it.
China artist.
All right, guys. Well, you have a great day. You have a great evening. We're going to go ahead and cut the show. But again, you'll find our podcast on Spreaker, Mixcloud, through our Facebook, through our webpage. We're going to go ahead and put up a link to Sexual Steveoh and Neighborhood Scum to all their pages, especially their Bandcamp. And they do give away albums for free, as I just said. But you know what? Support the local artists. If you can, buy their album. If you can, buy a ticket. Go to the show. Fill the houses, because they're doing the real work. And we get to experience it. There's no reason why you can pay $5.95 for a mocha latte, frap, or whatever, but you can't spend $1.25 to buy a CD single from a band that's trying to feed themselves and pay their electric bill so they can keep jamming. I mean, there's no sense in it at all. Support the bands, support the music, give music a future. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting around listening to Rush Limbaugh and putting guns to our heads and that's it. All right, guys, you have a great evening and cut.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love you, man. Take it easy.
Hey, thanks a lot.